All right, good morning. Good morning to all the members and friends of the Church of the Angels. We are an independent, non-denominational, interfaith spiritualist assembly. My name is Reverend Jenni Vinecourt. I am your facilitator for today, and today we'll spend about an hour together with some prayer and sharing and song. A few things as we get started. You can join us today with just your audio if you choose, because the service is being recorded. If you do not want to be on the recording, you don't have to use your video option. That way, you won't show up if you're speaking. We can just hear you, but we won't be able to see you on the recording. I also ask that the participants please keep themselves muted for the majority of the service, unless we have, or until the sharing portion. If you want to be called on to comment, or if you have a question, either raise your hand, give me a quick hey in the chat function, so I know to call on you, and then you can unmute yourself, and so we can hear you for all of that. I want to also mention that if you wish to make a donation, and thank you to those who have done so already, you can do that through the website. You will also have the opportunity to make your donation a recurring one if you choose. I do that only because it's easier for me, so I don't forget to put in my monthly donation. And I want to give a big thank you to those who have donated already to help us keep going through this time. So our opening prayer: Mother, Father, Infinite Spirit, thank you for your blessings on all those joining us today to honor your work and experience your grace and wisdom. Thank you for providing the appropriate thoughts, insights, actions, and all resources for us to gain a better and truer understanding of your love by the words spoken and the healing brought forth here today, also that we might lead healthy, happy, and prosperous lives. Thank you for showing us the way to accept responsibility for our lives, and we're grateful to know that you are with us always. So be it. And if you choose, please join me in the Lord's Prayer as well. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. All right, and now I've asked Ernie Betts to read our statement of principles for us. Ernie, if you could, awesome. Thank you so much.
Statement of principles. There is one creative of which all life is a part. One creative force is known by many names. We recognize and honor the many names and manifestations of the one creative force, the source of all creation, one in God. This energy of life everywhere is continuous. All consciousness is continuous. Communication is continuous. The energy of life, consciousness, and communication never cease, even after the event that is perceived as death. One creates one's own reality. One creates in harmony, of which all live. Reality is one chooses to perceive and will change as one grows in knowledge of the inner self and one's relationship with God, his understanding. All things are with faith, insight, knowledge, acceptance, and love, the wisdom of God. All life and all mankind are one in the creatorship and healing force of love and with each other. Love is within us and of us. Love is never apart from us. It is we who separate ourselves from the power of love. The force of God works through love and love alone.
Thank you, Ernie. Thank you so much. And now we'll have just a few moments of quiet meditation so that we can concentrate on going within, to find the peace and calm for ourselves and for the world. You want to take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes or leave them open and have a soft focus point. Know that each breath in brings peace and calm, and each breath out releases all fear and negativity. Take another deep breath in and let it out. Take your time and come back to the present. And remember that we are always connected to each other and to the divine. Use this peace and calm to take care of yourselves and all those around you in your communities and throughout the world in whatever way you can. And while I continue the music, if you would please add silently or aloud all the names of those you wish to include in this healing energy. Thank you. And now we'll raise our vibration a little bit with song. Bobby is not here with us today, but I do have a couple of songs picked out. Let's do I Can See Clearly Now.
can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. The bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
All right. And now it's time for some inspiration and thought exchange brought to us by today's speaker. We do invite everyone to address this assembly with words of inspiration, lessons learned, passionate ideas. I do want to say that everybody that speaks at the Church of the Angels, their opinions are their own. It does not necessarily mean that we all agree, because a lot of times we don't. And I just ask that we respect each other when we do disagree. But today's speaker is Reverend Linda Kupiac. She was not always a spiritualist, although she had been religious all of her life. In 2009, her journey with the unbounded spiritual dimension unexpectedly began. As Linda was walking her dog one night, she was hit by a car and suffered not only severe physical injuries, but also a traumatic brain injury. And during her recovery, Linda began a spiritual journey in which she started to commune with God, communicate with those who had passed over, and connect with healing energy. She has since moved from her professional business and teaching backgrounds to serve as a medium and share God's dimension with others. So with that, I bring you Linda Kupiac. Oop, you're gonna have to unmute yourself, Linda.
Okay, all set then?
Yep, you're good. All right.
Well, thank you for having me today. I'd like to share how my life was open to knowing the universal energy and how I experienced this energy as a way to embrace who I am and where I am on my life's journey, something I have recently come to identify as self-love. In May 2009, I was struck by a car while walking my dog Casey around our development. Right away, it was clear that I suffered many physical injuries. However, the most debilitating was a traumatic brain injury. I'm told that I reverted to the reasoning abilities of a 4-year-old child. Only a 4-year-old. Yes, I still had my memories, but my mind was a blank slate in many ways. The littlest tasks consumed every second of my attention and ounce of effort. For example, I could walk and I could talk, but I couldn't walk and talk at the same time. I couldn't think of more than one thing at a time, leaving me unable to worry, hold expectations, or judge myself or others. As I gained awareness of my situation, I wasn't worried that I was different or that I was facing many setbacks. For the first time in my adult life, I was truly living in the moment. I did not concern myself, excuse me, I did not concern myself with the past, and I did not think of the future. I couldn't. I was here in the present. I was living my now. About a year and a half after I was hit, most of my bones, cuts, and deep bruises had healed. Unfortunately, though, my brain was still quite fragmented. So I began a yoga practice as an integrative therapy. It was then that my healing journey was met with another one I had never planned for or expected, my spiritual journey. With my childlike wonder still intact, I was able to meet this journey with my eyes and heart wide open. I was uninhibited by doubts, questions, and concerns. However, I'm not here today to explain or talk about the experiences or communications I have had and still do have with the unseen energy, the spiritual dimension. I've done that in prior talks at the church, and the journey to discovering and embracing my spirit self is all detailed in my book, God Knocking on My Head. What is important, though, is that through this journey, I learned many things. One of these is that I learned I have a spirit, heart-centered self, as well as my physical, human body self. We all do. Our spirit selves are energy and our extensions of God, the all. Despite our humanness and our tangible reality limiting us, when we allow ourselves to, we connect. This is where I feel total peace. I feel whole. I feel a pure oneness. Even if we are unable to see the incredible universal energy from this dimension with our physical eyes, its presence is always enveloping us. It is always with us, and it is always ready to help. Immediately after I was hit, I didn't realize how un-me I had become. I truly believed I was, for the most part, perfectly fine. I thought I'd just go on and continue living my life, the life I had planned, the one that I had been happy living before I was hit. As I mentioned, the reality instead was I had a long journey in front of me. In retrospect, I can appreciate that since I couldn't recognize any of my challenges as limitations, I was able to face each and every setback. I did so without even judging any of my deficits or defeats. I set no limitations on myself. I wasn't able to. Though my mind would often get overstimulated, I simply couldn't feel overwhelmed. Along with losing most of my emotions, including an ability to understand and identify emotions, my brain injury eliminated fear, doubt, regret, disappointment, and negative self-talk. I was happy with myself simply for being me. I was who I was, who I am, without questions or apologies. All was in order. I was in order. Without realizing it, my default had become self-love. I had full acceptance for who I was, just as I was in each and every moment. Not only was I trusting, but I began really knowing things, including that, yes, all was as it's meant to be. It is what it is. I am who I am meant to be. I used to think that self-love was selfish, that self-love was ego-led emotions and egocentric reactions, to live without respect for others, prioritizing my own needs. However, my definition has changed as I've grown. For me, Self-love means a state of acceptance and appreciation for myself, encouraging myself to live into the best of me. Though I am blessed to have come so far in my recovery, as my brain has healed, I have also outgrown my immunity to recognizing my shortfalls and the protection from experiencing from experiencing unhelpful emotions. Now that I am once again able to notice and feel challenges, I do just this. It is in these moments that what ifs creep up. My ability for self-love now seems to ebb and flow with my human frustrations, concerns, and uninvited happenings. I occasionally find my mind caught up cycling around and around with thoughts, sometimes even worries. Does that sound familiar? When my brain was damaged, it was as if it knew better than I did. I couldn't give any of my own energy to the negativity. There was simply no negativity. My spirit self is positive, resonating with higher vibrations. But as much as I know and trust the other dimension, I am no longer free from how my human self experiences the stressors of daily life. How do I handle this? Well, I often talk in terms of vibrational energy, high and low. So my solution is to shift myself towards the positive, letting go of the negative. I shift to my spirit self, where I feel in tune with the high vibrations. That sounds easy enough, doesn't it? My spirit self screams yes, but my human self understands the turmoil of coming up for air from all of my doing, and while finally looking around, recognizing an imbalance. My thoughts race. It is in these moments that I gently remind myself to allow the negatives to flow away and embrace the positive. I help myself by pausing, breathing deeply, and gently telling myself to feel the good of others and of myself. I remind myself to concentrate on and prioritize positive energy, both in sending out and taking in. When I do this, I notice positivity all around, so much so that it fuels a spring in my step. Every so often, I look back on a situation and think about how I made it. I wonder how I dealt with and overcame what I felt was a hurdle. But the thing is, I did. That's the important part to remember. We can pick ourselves up right now. We can choose to shift. When we mindfully allow ourselves to refocus and trust the universe to be, instead of getting caught up busy doing and doing, we grow towards the positive. It is here that we are able to align with high vibrational energy. Even though some days my only goal is to face or survive a difficulty, every day I see that I've grown stronger and closer to thriving, inside and out. I've come to know that moving in a positive direction has nothing to do with the value or scope of my current place. It has more to do with my perception, with my internal beliefs, rather than external validations. It is about the way I choose to see myself and the value I place on myself. I bring myself into balance, allow, and trust my alignment with God, the All. It is in this that instead of allowing frustration in, I pause, gently shift my energy, reminding myself not to judge where I am, but rather celebrate who and where I've come to be. I've learned that I have learned that what we might be least inclined to accept can hold the power to most positively change us. Sorry about that. I just lost my place here. Let's see, I've come to know it is more about my perception with my internal beliefs rather than external validations. It is about the way I choose to see myself and the value I place on myself. I bring myself into balance, allow and trust my alignment with God, the all. It is in this that instead of allowing frustration in, I pause and gently shift my energy, reminding myself not to judge where I am, but rather celebrate who and where I've come to be. I have learned that what we might be least inclined to accept can hold the power to most positively change us, but only if we are open to finding out. My brain injury changed my perspectives and my perceptions. The real difference in these shifts is that it changed how I saw myself. The openness and full acceptance of my spiritual journey awakened my ability to trust the now. I was free, in a sense, free from my own ego, free from judgment, free from self-deprecation, free from anger, and free from frustration. Similar to Mother Nature guiding our sometimes crazy weather patterns, I was guided by energies from and within the other dimension as I found a connection with this amazing all and met my spirit self. There is a quote by Lao Tzu: "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." I'll read that again. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. For me, this means that yes, it's been a long process, but I know that I'm exactly where I am meant to be, without question. I am grateful for my experiences leading me to this incredible awareness. Our physical bodies limit us, and it might be easy to miss if we are not open. But when we find quiet moments to pause, unplug, and allow ourselves to be, we tap into the high vibration. We grow our spirit selves, and we connect with the unseen energy. It is always right here with us, but more importantly, it is for all of us. In fact, there are so many ways to be and feel connected. We can all find our own ways and personal meanings to connect. The important part is, I know that each and every one of us can access and experience oneness with God's dimension. Wherever your path is leading, I hope you trust where you are and take time to notice and allow the love the universe is offering you. Even if it's different than you expected, mine certainly was. But once I embraced my new direction, my life brightened with meaning. And thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Linda. I so very much appreciate that you offered to speak again. It's wonderful to hear your story every time you speak about it, and this was wonderful. I'd like to open it up for some comments and questions. So give me a hey on the chat, or raise your hand, or use the raise hand function on the thing, and I am looking for, let's see, Judy Naren, was your hand up, or did I miss?
It wasn't up, but I would gladly say something. I am so appreciative of that talk. It was absolutely touching and beautiful and rang so true of the truth, how we all remember and forget. You know, we have those moments where we really are in touch with the connection that we have for all that is and ever will be, right? And that self-love, and then we get caught up in those emotions that our brain's telling us a bunch of stuff. and then we have to, so that's where the call to practice, so that when we need it the most, it's there. It's the epitome of Sedona, or almost any spiritual practice, to be able to be in this human experience, and yet at the same time be able to also know the truth of who we are. It's just so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy. Anybody else have a comment or a question for Linda? Batya, go ahead and unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay, yeah, Linda, thank you. It's so beautiful. I just came back from a 6 or 7 spiritual writer retreat on my land in Virginia, and you really described so well the experiences I was going through, where just being in the present, needing to run water and wash everything one by one, and just being in nature. The more I listened to you talk, it was like you were rekindling the experiences that I had, but I didn't have the words for it. I knew I was experiencing something, but thank you so much. I think that I'll always remember the words that you said, even the next time I go back. And you also made me aware of why I felt sad when I came home. Because I missed that, being in the present. So thank you.
Thank you.
Right, anybody else? Megan Harris? Oop, you'll have to unmute. Hang on a minute. You're still muted, Megan.
Okay, there we go. Yes,
There you
Linda,
go.
thank you. That was exactly what I needed to hear. I've been training myself to look at glass half empty or glass half full, and then, by default, try to make it more half full. And what is the meaning I'm assigning to it? Whatever makes me feel good. If you want to live in heaven, you have to be heaven. And so that's what I'm working on. And the insights you gave me, they were profound. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. One more, if there is one. Let's see. I think we're good. Oh, Cindy Hudson. Yes. Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, finally got the part to come up. Sorry about the delay. But I do also want to say, like a lot of folks have said, echo appreciation for Linda Kupiac's talk. Reverend Linda, you also, I think, had a beautiful way of words by saying the word allow. It's nothing to force. It's nothing we're entitled to or not entitled to. It's an allowing. And I appreciate that perspective very much, because sometimes we think we've got to muscle through something, and we don't. We just have to get out of the way and allow. So thank you for that. Appreciate the talk.
Thank you. I have found such a difference between try and allow. When I try something, I put pressure on myself. And I put so much pressure, I'm not even sure many times where I'm going. But when I allow myself, I put no pressure on. It makes a big difference. Oh, and I would like to share the book that I had wrote, God Knocking on My Head.
Yes, please.
This spring, I received an award from the Next Generation Indie. I was awarded a finalist in the category New Generation of the Indie Next Generation Award. So I was excited with that. So I want to share that with you.
Yes, thank you, Linda. I did put, and for those of you who opened and looked at the newsletter, you will see a picture of that book and her award in there.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, you will. All right. Well, thank you again, Linda. That was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, I would like to now ask if there are any announcements from the floor before I get into, I've got a whole pile of announcements today, but do I have any announcements from the floor? I do not think so. Okay, well then I will just start with what we've got. Next, oh, Batya, did you have an announcement?
Yeah, I wanted to announce I got a new teaching job. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Awesome. Good for you.
Orientation, so Thank you for
Awesome.
your love and support when I was down and out.
You got it. You got it. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, next week. And next week is Volunteer Sunday. Our speaker will be Michelle Price or myself. I'm not sure which, but we are also going to take some time next Sunday to appreciate, award, and honor some of the volunteers throughout the year. Every year we do pick some people that have helped us immensely throughout the year and award them an Angel Award. And so that's going to happen next week. Tuesday, we have our next thought exchange, and that's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Zoom information on that can be found through the Facebook page and also online, I think, on the website. Wednesday, Cindy, are we still going? Yes, we are. Okay. Wednesday, we are doing an in-person meditation circle. This is the first time we've opened up the church again. There will be, just so everybody is aware, there will be COVID precautions going on. You'll have to read the paper, sign the paper, do the temp, wear a mask. You know, we'll have to do all that, plus the social distancing, but we are going to give it a try. Cindy's willing to give that a try. And that's this Wednesday at 7 o'clock at the church building. But be prepared for those precautionary measures. Let's see, the development circle on September 7th has been canceled because that's Labor Day. I can't believe that it's Labor Day already coming up, but that one is canceled because of Labor Day. For those of you who have already filled out our survey, thank you so very much. But if you haven't yet, please help us out about our reopening plans and ideas and thoughts about that by answering. I think there's only like 9 questions on the survey, but if you could give us your opinions on that, that would be helpful. You can find the link to that survey on the website and also through the Facebook page, I believe. Yes, our seance events coming up in October. We're having a 3-day online seance event that we can find more information about on Facebook, but I am taking reservations now. That's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. There's only 15 participants allowed per evening. So get to me and get your reservations in for that soon. Elections are coming up in November. And the announcement for the annual meeting can be found in the latest newsletter. It will be up on the website this week, but in order to run for that, you must have been a church member for at least 6 months, which means you must have joined the church by May 10th of this year. And if you want to run for the board of trustees, anybody that meets that criteria can run for the board of trustees. And the nomination form for that, all you do is fill that out and get it back to a board member, can also be found on the newsletter, this past newsletter. The Women's Book Group will be meeting again on September 14th, as far as I know, through Zoom. We are reading at this point The Alchemist, and this time we're reading the book first and then getting together to talk about it. We're not doing chapter by chapter. So get yourself a copy of The Alchemist and join us or ask. That is on Facebook, and you can also find that through me. If you can always ask me how to get in on that. And so our first meeting, our first discussion on The Alchemist is going to be September 14th. Let's see, I'm still looking for a few speakers for September, and gosh, I think that's it. I will ask again if there's any announcements from the floor. If you have questions about any of that, just email me or email the church email, and I'll answer them for you. Okay, is there, Sue Mullen, yes, you have a question.
Hang on. Is the seance in the church?
No, it's going to be a virtual 3-day. What we're doing is
Okay.
there will be a panel. There will be a panel of 3 mediums each evening. And so for your money, for your ticket, which is $26 through PayPal, for that you will get a message from the entire panel.
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay.
Sure. Was it the
But
church
yeah.
or? Yeah.
As far as we're planning it right now for online. Okay, any other questions or comments? Anything? Kathy Gilway.
I just wanted to give a big shout out of a thank you to Joey for doing the prayer. She does an awesome job, and every day she sends us the needs of individuals that have contacted the church with something that they need from all of us, you know, to bring to them. So thank you, Joey.
Thank you. Yes, I would agree. She's doing a wonderful job, as is the entire prayer team. We do get requests almost daily. And Joey is right on top of that, as is the prayer team, and we've had some awesome results from that as well. Okay, all right. And I think we'll move on to some message work now. As spiritualists, we believe that the energy of all beings is forever linked, and that all of us have direct access to the love and guidance of loved ones, guides, teachers, saints, healers, and angels on the other side. And we do have mediums here today who hopefully have agreed to be of service and connect up with Spirit to bring forth a few messages for us. And at first, I would like to call on, you know, Angeline, are you so inspired today? Spirit is telling me you've got something, Angeline. Are you inspired?
I have to think about it. I have to let it allow it because.
Okay. Well, why don't I call on somebody else and come back to you? How's that?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Reverend Vicky, would you serve Spirit for us today?
Sure would.
Thank you so much.
Lee, would you like a message? Lee Churchill, would you like a message? Okay. I guess she's out there somewhere.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Lee, I'm seeing on your father's side is coming in very strong for you. Your father's with you every day, and his father, that whole side is coming in, and because you have a big decision coming up about something, and they're going to help guide you with it.
Okay.
And I'll leave that with you. Oh, there you go. Okay, I'll leave that with you, with Spirit's blessings. Okay. Cindy Hudson, would you like a message? What I'm seeing for you is your guardian angels are with you, and your ascended masters are coming in to help you, and the spirit guides are coming in because you've had some changes, and the changes are hard, and they're saying they're going to help you through this, and we'll leave that with you with Spirit's blessing.
Thank you,
Reverend. That's all I have today. Thank you for letting me serve.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Vicki. Cindy Hudson, are you so inspired today?
I will. I just am looking to get the participant list here because I think I got a message if this gal is still on with us. Pardon me for a moment while I scan the highways and byways of who all might be here. So Marianne Leonard, are you? Marianne Leonard, would you like a message this morning? If you would, you can unmute yourself or not, or give me a thumbs up or down. Okay, I will take that as a yes. Thank you very much. My goodness, I thought I had one message for you, and as I began, then is your mom in spirit? Has your mom passed over? Yeah, okay. Because she's connecting in with you about some things that were going on in the past that link to the future, and she's feeling that there's a like a relationship pattern that is being repeated. And she's wanting you to know that if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're going to keep on getting what you got. And she's not making a judgment about that, so I don't know that this is good or bad or whatever. But if you're seeking a different outcome, if you're seeking a different relationship, then you need to approach things differently, or you're going to keep on getting the same result. And she is absolutely not judging. She is not judging you one iota. She's just loving you and saying, you know, dear, if you do this, you're going to keep on getting. So if you're inspired to take a different approach, then she would support you with that. And if that feels too challenging, that's okay, because right now we can only do the best we can do at any point in time. And she is just sending you love and support in any direction you feel is appropriate for you to go. All right? And I leave that with her blessings and so much love. So much love, even though she may not have been real demonstrative here. She is gushing on you there, okay? And I leave that with Spirit's blessings. Thank you. All right, and I'll do another one quickly. Hopefully, I'm not sure where we're at. Now the list of people here, folks, bear with me a moment, because that's the way Spirits want me to work this morning. Oh, I see. I feel like romper room lady with her little mirror. Mary Jane Kelly, would you like a message this morning? You can just nod if it's a little bit awkward to unmute. Sometimes that's not so easily done. There you are.
Okay.
Yeah, would you like a message this morning?
Sure.
Okay, good morning, good morning. So they are bringing in, your guides and your angels are bringing in a lot of gratitude for you because you, and other people for me give messages before, I'm going to call you a coffee table or a kitchen table healer, in the sense that people would look to you for advice, for reassurance, or for a knock upside the head if that's what they needed. And you're able to give this and share this very readily. And they want you to know that they're working with you in this capacity. You know, some people deliberately reach out and connect with Spirit and bring through messages of all sorts in different ways. And some people just naturally say, boy, this person in front of me needs to hear whatever it is that you're saying. And you're one of those kitchen table healers with your words, with your compassion, with your actions. And they're celebrating that you share that part of yourselves, that you don't shut down on Spirit by withholding the words that need to be said to the people that are metaphorically at your kitchen table. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
There is just a lot of gratitude because you don't, you're not stingy, they're saying. You're not holding back. You're not being stingy with the compassion and love.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm leading that with Spirit's blessings. And Reverend Eddie, thank you for the opportunity to serve this morning.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you very much. Angeline, I'm going to come back to you. Are you so, oh, I've lost you. I don't know. Oh, there you are. Angeline, do you have a message? Not today? Okay. All right. I'll pass on you today. And I want to say, I know I've got a couple of messages to give, but I want to say, I give an extra boost of love to the mediums that work here on Zoom, because it is so much different to, although Spirit is always there, and we just got to trust that they're going to give us what they're going to connect up when we ask them to, and they always do. But for some of us, it's different. It's definitely different to look at pictures, and it's a whole lot different than being in person and being able to connect up energy wise. It's like a whole other transit energy thing going on to get to who you need to get to. But anyway, so heads up, and a great gratitude to those mediums that do work on Zoom like this. So I do have a couple of messages. Emily Jones, would you care for a message today?
I would love one.
All right. And I don't know, it feels very much like I've given you this message before. And if I have, well, then it's just confirmation. And if I haven't, it does seem to be very important. But I have, do you have someone who was like a sister to you? I don't know if it's an ant vibration or what, but I have someone in spirit that was like a sister to you that is coming through. And she wants to talk about your development as a medium, or your development as, doing this type of work. And I think it's very, very soon. She's talking about whether it's classes with me or whether it's somebody else. It does, whatever, but there's something coming up really, really soon for you to kind of boost this area in your life for you. It doesn't mean you have to do it for a living, doesn't have, but it's something that will enhance your life, as well as you're going to be a great gift to a lot of people, being able to connect up with Spirit. And although we all have the ability, she's telling me that your time is like now. you know, and so there's some schooling and some practice and some whatever going on very, very soon for you, so that, you know, they're showing me calling on you to work at church. So you best get ready, okay? So I'll leave that with you with a lot of love. All right,
Thank
and
you.
let me take another look here and see who else I've got. Megan Harris, would you like a message? Okay, I see. I got a thumbs up. I'm not sure why they brought me to you yet, so let me take a moment here. All right, as I connect in with you, I want to say that there's on your father's side of the family, I have I don't believe it's your father, and I think I'm going a whole nother generation back, but not to your grandfather either. So there's an uncle, but I do have a male figure on your father's side of the family back 2 generations. Now that we have that figured out, what does he want to say? Okay, he's talking about some sort of business. Do you own your own business? Oh, you're muted, hon, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep babbling. Okay. But he's talking about business. He's talking about switching up how you're doing that, and it may not be an actual business, but something that is bringing money in, something that you're doing to make money. And he's talking about switching up a little bit of how you do that. Tell me more. All right, more specifically, he's talking about how you connect up with your clientele, whether that be on the computer, whether that be in person, I don't know, but he's talking about switching up the ways that you connect up with your clientele that is going to make a huge difference in that business or that ability to bring in some money. So know that you've got some businessmen in your ancestry that are definitely helping out here, and they want you to take a look at how you're connecting or speaking with your clients. Okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And I'll leave that with you with a lot of love. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, does anybody have a message in them they need to get out? Let me see if there's one of those.
I've got if anyone can take a Paul or a Sam.
All right, let's take a look. Anybody can take a Paul or a Sam?
No, mine is alive, but I've got
I got a Paul or a Sam in spirit.
I can take Sam.
Who is saying that?
Kathy Gilway.
I was in spirit now.
Okay, that's Kathy Gilway, Batya.
Where is she on the thing? Okay.
There she is.
All right, you've got a Sam or a Paul?
Sam.
Sam, okay. So I see Sam wants to come and stand behind you with 2 hands on your shoulder, and one on each shoulder, and help steady you along the walk. He sees you hesitating, and he just wants to allow you to know that he's there to give you some assistance in whatever you're wavering about. And he wants to help you go along the way and help you understand that not only is Sam there to help you, but more spirits are there to assist you. So you have like a gathering of people to help you along the way in spirit. So you're not alone is basically the bringing today.
Thank you.
I'll leave you with that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Batya. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, thank you for everybody. Oh, Anne Marie, did you have something? Yes, dear, go ahead.
I have to unmute myself. Sorry about that. I was meditating this morning, and I feel like I have 2 messages. One is for Cynthia. So I don't know if this is Reverend Cindy, if there's someone else here with the name of Cynthia. Okay, so I'm going to...
Yeah, Cindy Hudson seems to be the only one.
Okay, Cindy Hudson, may I come to you? Okay. I'm not sure if this is someone that you know, this is someone in spirit, or this could be a spirit guide. He comes to me as a rabbi. He's short in stature. He tells me his name is Chaim, and he spells it out for me, Chaim. He just wants to know that the sun shines upon you, he says. He's saying Mazel Tov, which is to life, usually. Something, and he's saying in reference to maybe a new birth that's coming, a baby boy. I don't know if there's someone in the family that, or maybe this will come, but he's a very sweet, kind of funny person, and he's like shaking his finger saying, follow the rules, but don't be afraid to bend a little bit. He just brings so much happiness and laughter, and he's saying to remember to look for joy in the small things. I'm reading off my notes here because I had to write all this stuff down. He's also saying that you should start a new routine. And to be able to start a new routine, you have to do it for 21 days, and it will become a habit. Could be something as little as making your bed in the morning. He also says, what is all this silliness? Just do it, quit dragging your feet, and trust yourself. And I'll leave that with Spirit's blessing.
Thank you, Anne Marie. Thank you very much.
I have one other one if we have time.
Sure, go ahead, Anne Marie.
I don't know who this is for. I was given the name Ralph. I don't know, does anyone have a Ralph in spirit, or can take the name Ralph?
I have a Ralph in spirit.
Who's saying that?
That would be me, Reverend Jenni.
Okay, Reverend Jenni. Okay, so this is a kind of a weird way that this came to me. This person, I was meditating, I closed my eyes, and I was told to draw a picture. So I will show you. This is done with my eyes closed. So this was Spirit that did this picture. I don't know if you recognize it, but he also, I don't know if it's the name Penny or if he's saying a penny, that you look for pennies.
I was almost named Penelope. I was almost a penny.
Wonderful, wonderful. He comes with a lot of support. He's saying that he's kind of like the wind within your sails. He also had me draw this picture. In the name on the boat that and I don't know if this is metaphorical or if this is actually the name of the boat, it's a sailboat, and he said it was the name Watchman. And gave the information of, on a sailboat, you have a lifeline, and that's meant to protect you, and it means that you shouldn't be afraid to do what you need to do. He's there pushing, filling up the sails on that spinnaker. He's there sailing along with you. He said that there's going to be some ups and downs, but you have to keep your eye on the horizon. You're the person on the tiller here. You can change whichever way you want. You can go with the wind. You can turn into the wind. You can go away from the wind. These are all like really sailing. I don't know if he was a sailor, but there's a lot of sail metaphors in here. He also says, enjoy the ride. As far as his personality, he's kind of one that he said he was always on an even keel. Things didn't upset him too much. But just he wanted to let you know that he is along the ride with you to help you along. And I leave that with Spirit's blessing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was Uncle Ralph, actually. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So thank you very much for everybody's kind attention. Thank you to all the participants and mediums, and especially the Spirit and the God of your understanding for always being with us today and always. For those of you who might be new with us today, you can learn more about the church at our website, which is www.thechurchoftheangels.net. You can email us at thechurchoftheangels@gmail.com with any questions or comments. And now we'll have another song, and then we'll have our closing prayer. Let me see. Let me get it ready here. There we go. All right, here we go. In closing, let us pray. Infinite Spirit, Mother, Father God, as we move forward, we thank you in advance for the guidance and resources you always provide for us to live the fullest expression of your love. We pray for all those affected by the circumstances throughout our world at this time. May we be reminded of the opportunities to reconnect in love to all those around the world, to Mother Earth and the universe. Amen. All right.